Are you still writing Swift functions the old way? Let me show you how to master a simple trick with 3 little dots. Variadic parameters lets you pass 0 or more values of the same type into a function without needing to create an array manually. And this is what we will create in this tutorial today. In our first example, we will create a function that accepts 0 or more string values using the Variadic parameter. So the first thing we need to do is to create that function. The function will be a greet function, to greet someone, so we just call it greet, name, string, with 3 dots. 3 dots signifies that we're using a Variadic parameter. And then we have to loop through each values in our Variadic parameter. It's similar to an array. And then we can print and show our values that was passed in via our parameter function. Line 15, that should be names. So now to call the exclamation mark, that should be outside the bracket, which should be there. Now to call the greet function, we need to create our onAppear method. This function greet, that should be .onAppear should be after the text element. .onAppear. And then we call our greet function. And then within our function, we want to pass in 3 names. You can see, similar to array elements. We pass in our 3 names, Alice, Bob, Charlie. And then when we run the application, you'll see the 3 names printed to the console. So I'll just run it now. And here's the 3 names, Alice, Bob, and Charlie. So the good thing about using this technique is that it reduces the code a bit, because how we would normally do it, to do the same thing, we'd probably do something like this. And then have name 1, and then name 2, then name3 as string, and then pass in our values to this function, and then print each one as in name1, name2, and name3. But using the methodology that we used in the previous example, it makes it much more cleaner and straightforward to use multiple values of the same type for your function call. In the next example, we will sum the numbers using the Variadic parameter function. The function will only accept integers, which is similar to an array of integers using the 3 dots, and then it will return the actual sum as an integer. Bar total equals 0. You have to loop through the numbers to return int. So we have to loop through our numbers and then increment the running total of our sum. And then we return the actual total to the calling function. So to call this function, let's just comment out the first example that we created so it doesn't get confusing. And then we just call the new function that we just created. Let result equals sum of 5, 10, 15, and 20. And this will print out the total and show the result. I'll just run it again. And you can see the total is 50. Within our next example, we will create a function that needs a required parameter and also uses a Variadic parameter. The name of the function is called log, and it will accept a string and a Variadic parameter that, as you know now, can contain multiple values like an array. And this is the Variadic parameter string dot dot with the 3 dots. We need to display our message, and then also display the tags information, tags.joined separator, separate each value with a comma. To call our log function, we have to return to our onAppend method. That's what we've done previously. Let's comment out the previous call that was calling the sum function. And now let's call our new function that's called message log message, and then we just pass in our message, network error, and the tags urgent. And the problem with the network error is to do with the back end. So it's a back end network error that's very urgent. We just run it. And as you can see, it displays a message to the console, which is here. Don't forget to subscribe for more Swift and SwiftUI tutorials.